Good morning. If you are tuning in, you have just stumbled into our 7-day chakra healing series. Today is day 1. It is Monday, September 1st. So we're christening the new month with energy work. I have frankincense and clove burning off camera. So I'm going to take a good deep breath to center me, open me up, get me ready for our meditation this morning. We are embarking on a brief Black women led guided root chakra meditation. The link will be in the description for you to easily find. The chakras, what are those and why would we be opening the new month, healing, opening and balancing them? So chakras, first of all, the 7 chakra system is a framework that originally came from Hinduism, ancient practices of Hinduism. The 7 chakras represent 7 specific energy centers of our spiritual, physical, psychological bodies. So in the 7 chakra system, there is the root chakra, the sacral chakra, the solar plexus chakra, the heart chakra, the throat chakra, the third eye chakra, and the crown chakra. When all or any of our chakras are imbalanced, overactive, or blocked, it can have spiritual, physical, emotional, and psychological indications in our lives. For example, a blocked throat chakra might mean that maybe if you're a singer or a performer or someone who enjoys singing, you might not have access to your full range. You also might not be able to use your voice as an instrument that it is because there's blockage. Energetically, it's blocked. That happens a lot when folks are not speaking up for themselves, are swallowing their truth, are playing meek and shy, are self-deprecating. We can see that a lot with the throat chakra. If the heart chakra is blocked, for example, you might not have any relationships, romantic relationships in your life, or you might even be struggling with your non-romantic relationships as well, right? Maybe you're blocked off to others, maybe it's no new friends, maybe, dating is just not it for you. Okay, so because we're doing our root chakra today, I have my red head wrap that I threw on right off the bed. Please do not do me. And I have my red represented in this t-shirt, not so much because of the red. The color that represents the root chakra is red. Each of the chakras are symbolized by a color. So today for root chakra, we are doing our red. So if you can today, wrap your head in red while you pray, while you meditate, or wear red at some point in your day, or surround yourself with the color red. If you can do that today, that is very intentional in this energy work that we're doing together. Sanskrit word for root chakra is actually Muladhara. Please bear with me if my pronunciations are not the best. This balanced. What one might feel or experience is strong faith, the feeling of being rooted and grounded in strong faith. A deepened understanding of life, of the fact that things happen, change happens, and we are here to overcome it all. Wisdom deepens. From grounding, we're able to access so much wisdom, and the root chakra is all about grounding. Grounding to the literal earth, grounding to ourselves. Not the fire alarm going, the smoke alarm going off. Like, girl, please. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. It won't happen. It can't happen. It can't happen. Anyway, another manifestation that one might experience of a balanced root chakra is a heightened and strong sense of stability, right? Like you feel a stability, you harness it, it reflects in your life and how you carry yourself. You feel stable in your endeavors and in your work, in your home. Security as well. A strong sense of security is a feeling and experience that is accessed through the root chakra. Your connection to nature is also prominent if your root chakra is balanced. You know, you intentionally spend time in nature, you are nourished by nature. This can look like a lot of things, right? Gardeners, farmers, walkers and runners who walk and run as a part of their daily ritual. And a solid foundation. The building of a solid foundation, the feeling of having and existing and maintaining a solid foundation, the maintenance of a solid foundation, the strengthening of a solid foundation, all of these things come from the root chakra. And so if we are struggling with having access to any of these things mentioned, that can be a sign that the root chakra is blocked or unbalanced or overactive or underactive. An overactive root chakra can look like stress, right? Like a fixated, over-consuming kind of stress, right? Like a blocked or imbalanced root chakra will look like scarcity mindset. Scarcity and lack is overrunning your life. It is thinking for you, it is deciding for you, it is moving for you in all of your endeavors. Poor circulation, right? There are actually physical manifestations as well, as we mentioned, as we talked about, right? So you could have poor circulation, you could have challenges with your metabolism if your root chakra is blocked or underactive or overactive. Stuck in scarcity mindset, struggling with instability, plagued by anxiety and distress. So we are working on our root chakra first because it feels like a starting place for me whenever approaching the chakras and working with this energy work. And grounding, I think, is first in a lot of things, and the root chakra is responsible for grounding, our ability to ground, our connection to grounding. And our goal is to be grounded in peace and rooted in our bodies with today. If we're able to be rooted in and at home in our bodies, we're better able to be rooted in nature, because we are a reflection of nature. Without further ado, we're going to get into our meditation for today. The link will be in the description so that you can access this whenever you need to. Okay? It is 9 minutes long. So without further ado.
Filling and strengthening root chakra. Perform this guided meditation in an area of peace and calmness. Choose your meditation position of comfort. You may walk, lie down, easy pose, sit in a chair, or any lotus position. If you choose a sitting position, do so comfortably with good posture. Head and chin forward, not tilted. Ears leveled with each shoulder. Chest forward, shoulders back restfully. Back straight as possible. Hips slightly perched. Rock side to side to ensure pelvic centering, comfort, and openness. for energy flow and healing to your root chakra. Rest palms of your hands on top of your thighs. If in a chair, legs uncrossed, feet 1 foot apart, with your soles completely to the floor or ground. If lying down, do so comfortably with arms by your side, legs uncrossed. Eyes closed for best effect. Bring your thoughts and energy to your vessel, releasing yourself from the tentacles of your current stresses, distractions, responsibilities, and this physical world, creating your own bubble of intention to receive and cultivate grounding. Counting 3 seconds per inhale and 4 seconds per exhale. Take a deep breath through your nose and exhale through your nose. Again, inhale positive healing energy. Exhale negative destructive energy. Inhale positive healing energy. Exhale negative destructive energy. As you continue to absorb positive energy and dispel the negative, tension melts away from your face, shoulders, torso, arms, and legs, relieving your vessel. Listen to my voice and remember that meditation is not all about stopping your thoughts, but directing your thoughts and energy where you want them to go. Right now, your thoughts and energy should be with this present moment. I want you to imagine that you are sitting in a beautiful green forest beneath a gigantic oak tree. In the distance, you hear the soft stirring of the branches and leaves with the presence of the wind. Chirping birds and other forest creatures move about in sync with the calming atmosphere of the forest. You embrace the natural energy, feeling a sense of comfort. At this point, you've created a connection with the forest and gigantic oak tree, where you share and exchange an ethereal essence. As you are resting there, the roots of the gigantic oak tree begin to move beneath you, breaking the surface of dirt where you sit, wrapping themselves around your legs and pelvic area. Instead of feeling startled, you feel a mothering spirit. The roots begin to pulsate with a red glow beneath your bottom. You notice a warming sensation that soothes you. The oak tree is draining and absorbing your anxiety, fears, worries, anger, depression, trauma, relieving you of all things that destabilize you from living your best life freely. Take this moment to continue to allow the oak tree to cleanse and heal your root chakra. You are becoming more anchored in reality, connected to your better self, giving you a sense of stability and security within yourself. You are feeling safe and protected, confident and trusting of yourself, surroundings, and your abilities. You are free to move forward with your life, free to live happily. You are feeling present, calm, and in control. Slowly, counting from 5 to 1, bring yourself out of meditation. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We appreciate your presence and allowing yourself the opportunity to explore. We are extremely grateful for you and speak love, happiness, good health, and abundance into your being. If this guided meditation moved you and has made a positive impact in your life today, please consider donating to Journey into Positivity.
Gratitude for that meditation. I know meditation can be inaccessible and it can be really challenging for a lot of us. I hope that felt easy and soothing for you. That was almost a whole 10 minutes and we got through it. And I can get antsy sometimes and I'm a little out of practice with meditation, so I actually felt very calm and soothed just now sharing this space. So I hope that felt good for you too. Woo, child. Let's talk about root chakra's herbal allies. So this is not a comprehensive list. It's not. But sometimes less is more. Burdock, St. John's wort, and reishi are the herbal allies we're going to focus on today. Burdock is a root herb. The root chakra is connected to all things root. It's even recommended that today we're gonna all do our best to incorporate root foods and veggies into our diets today. That looks like sweet potatoes, onions, garlic, ginger, turnips, beets, carrots. Did I say carrots? Potatoes, etc. Right? So burdock is a powerful liver ally. It is an alternative, meaning it is purifying and detoxifying to the blood. It's a blood builder. Burdock is safe for a lot of people, but you should be mindful of burdock in with certain medications and with certain illnesses. So definitely check in with your healthcare provider before walking with a new herb. St. John's wort is a plant whose medicine we use from the flowers. Flowers and maybe also leaves. Don't quote me. maybe flowers and leaves. But St. John's wort is a very powerful mental health ally, actually. It is very supportive for managing depression. However, you cannot take St. John's wort in conjunction with any SSRIs. So SSRIs are essentially mental health prescribed medications. So these include depression medications, anxiety medications, and St. John's wort can even potentially make birth control ineffective or less effective. So that's just something to keep in mind. St. John's wort is great, but how and the frequency that you consume it matters. The first time I walked with St. John's wort was in 2021. It was before my herbalism apprenticeship with Sacred Vibes began, actually. And quick lore, right? I had just moved back to New Orleans, and Hurricane Ida happened within that first 2 months back. And when I first moved back, my housing situation fell apart. And so I was kind of displaced and doing my best to make the best of things. Like, I had long distance friends who were trying to support me, and I had my local friend who gave me a roof and was supporting me, and I was starting a new job. It was a very tumultuous time, and my car was flooding in the driver's side floor every time it rained, and this was the peak of rainy season. So it was a very stressful and even sad time for me. I was also imminently in the process of like a long breakup. So I came across St. John's wort, and it was actually the capsules that contained the ground St. John's wort, and I was taking them every day, and it gave me a leg to stand upon, like lifted me up, and it was amazing, and it really helped me to make the best of a challenging time. However, I want to say I was taking these capsules consistently for about a week before I started to develop self-induced constipation. I think that it's particularly because it was ground up in the way that it was, and ground capsules, the concentration of the herbs can be funny, versus like making a tea with the dried or fresh material of the herb. So yes, I did learn that if I'm not careful about the frequency and the way that I'm consuming St. John's wort and what I'm consuming along with it, I could accidentally give myself constipation. So just learn from me. Reishi is a mushroom. Reishi is a mushroom that is an amazing adaptogenic herb. It builds our immune system strength over time. It's pretty safe for long-term regular use, so long as you don't have a sensitivity to mold, allergy to mushrooms, things like that. It's a medicinal mushroom, not a magic mushroom, but I think that its medicinal qualities are quite magical, if I do say so. And reishi can be taken via tincture. You can boil it down into teas and broths. You can cook with reishi. Reishi is pretty versatile and safe to take even when you're under the weather, like if you have the cold. Like some herbs, some immune system herbs you cannot take or are not safe to take when you are sick, depending on what you're sick with. Yes, the recipe share I will post separately, but it is going to be burdock broth cubes. We are going to lean into the prep of the upcoming soup season. I don't know if anybody else is excited, but I am geeked for soup season. I always am. Did we talk about the technical location of the root chakra? I can't recall in this moment, but it is the base of the spine. So essentially you sit, when you were to sit, you're sitting on your root chakra, because immediately above from there in the womb space is the sacral chakra. And I said womb space, but not everybody has a womb. but everybody has a sacral chakra. So the space typically below your belly button, that like kind of like belly button to genital area, that's the sacral chakra area. But just hinting. Let's talk about what practices we can take on to continue this energy work of working with our root chakra today. So I have identified 4 yoga poses that are in alignment with the root chakra to really work on that physical, energetic work with the root chakra. Those poses are Virabhadrasana 2. Again, please bear with me, my pronunciations. There is Malasana, there is Tadasana, and there is tree pose. I'm gonna do tree pose. I'm gonna pick that as my yoga pose for today, because it's one of my favorite poses. So you can do a yoga pose, right? You can dedicate 5 minutes and do that one pose. You know what I'm saying? Even it out with both sides, and we give thanks, right? You can go for a walk, especially if you can do so in nature. You can garden, right? Go tend to your garden. Some of us have gardens or some iteration of them, or your houseplants. You know, the nature in your home. You tend to your houseplants. You can meditate in nature. Here in New Orleans, it might be a little too hot. Like the window to do that might be right now, and clearly I'm in the house, but it may be too hot to do that if you're in New Orleans. So, you know, do it safely. Surround yourself in and with the color red. Okay, so wear red, place red around you. Encourage your loved ones to wear red with you. Put some red things on your desk, or I don't know, people who work at desks mostly are not working today, it's Labor Day, but you know, you catch my drift. We talked about the aromatherapy, the cedar wood, frankincense, cloves, and myrrh. Also not an exhaustive list, but you know, less is more. Eat your root things. So we talked about root veggies. Other examples can include tomatoes, strawberries, red apples, red peppers. These don't necessarily grow or are harvested off of the root, but these are also reds. So if root vegetables are a little for you, you're like, oh, I can't really do that, or maybe they're not in season, I don't have access to them, lean into your red foods. Also lean into your nuts and your protein. Nuts and protein are very root chakra grounding, you know. Crystals, if you are a crystal girl, if you keep that thing on you like that, we got red jasper for today, we have garnet for today, we have hematite for today, and we have black tourmaline for today. Okay, our affirmations today to uplift and support our root chakra. These are also not exhaustive, but this is just what I prepared for us today. I am deeply connected to the earth. I am grounded, I am safe, and I am secure. I am stable, I am strong, I am healthy. I have deep faith in my foundation. Okay? I also prepared some curiosities. And I label these curiosities, but these are also maybe journal prompts or food for thought, or just a theme to think about as you move through your day today. Also not exhaustive, but this is, you know. What does feeling safe and secure mean to me? Right? Get descriptive with it. What does it look like? What is it? Where is it at? Right? Is there a specific address, city, area? What does it smell like? You know, get descriptive. How do I handle change or uncertainty? And let's just do our best to be honest with ourselves with the process, because these curiosities wield a lot of possibility and potential for you know, continuing to deepen our energy work, working through our shadow work, right? Because chakra healing is shadow work, right? Like being curious about areas where which were blocked, imbalanced, and looking to move through that. That's shadow work. So that question there is a big one, and I look forward to sitting with it today on my Moesha. And the third one, the last one I have, is what places, activities, and people help me feel safe? It's kind of a continuation of the first question. So if the first question didn't get you to the depth, by the time you get through that third question, it should really get you all the way through there. They work in tandem, these two questions, but they're also different, because getting clear about the people you feel safe around as well, very important, very telling. I think that is all we have for the moment for the root chakra. The element is earth, which we kind of touched on. The energetic functions, which we already touched on. Survival, stability, grounding. The frequency for my frequency nerds, my binaural beats nerds. The aligned frequency for the root chakra is 396 hertz. And the color is red. So that's all for now. I'll be back with my activities, my musings, what I'm eating today, and etc. Have a great day embodying your divinity, because God lives in you, and that just is what it is. Do with that what you will, and be great with it. Okay?